Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Maryland Turkish American Inhabitants and Rumi Forum, I welcome you to our third annual Peace and Dialogue Award ceremony. I would like to thank all of you for accepting our invitations and honoring us with your presence. Ladies and gentlemen, to start our evening, I would like to invite Senator Barbara Mikulski's Representative Courtney Samuels and Congress Chris Van Hollen's Representative Lindsay Camacho to the stage for their remarks.
Good evening, everyone. Hello, I'm Courtney from Senator Mikulski's office. I have a letter that I'm going to read to you and abbreviate because I know everyone is hungry. So here we go. Greetings to the members and guests of Maryland Turkish American inhabitants on the occasion of the 2012 Peace and Dialogue Dinner. Thank you for the kind invitation to share this uplifting event with my good friends from the Turkish American community and to honor the ancient traditions and rich legacy that Turkish Americans bring to our state and union. Friends, as you know, I'm on your side. I am committed to creating jobs today and for tomorrow. Let's commit to public schools that ensure our kids thrive inside and outside of the classroom. Let's commit to access to higher education so our kids have access to the American dream. And let's commit to families who are in the middle class staying there and giving those who are not in the middle class a chance to get there. President Obama shares our commitment. I'm so proud of what he's achieved. Together, we guaranteed equal pay for equal work for women with the Lilly Ledbetter Act. And then in this economic crisis, he initiated a bold stimulus plan to create and sustain jobs, put teachers back to work, and put cops back on the street. Friends, I believe if we seize this day and if we act with urgency, we will succeed. You know I'll use my voice and vote for equality, social justice, and the freedom to achieve. Your friend, Barbara Mikulski, United States Senator.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Lindsay Camacho, and I'm with the office of Congressman Chris Van Hollen. Tonight, I bring greetings on behalf of the Congressman to the members and friends of the Maryland Turkish American inhabitants on the occasion of the 4th Annual Peace and Dialogue Awards ceremony. I would like to commend tonight's award recipients and Marti for their work in fostering interfaith dialogue and cultural understanding. I'd also like to recognize Maryland's Turkish community for its contributions to the rich cultural tapestry that is our state. The strength of Maryland and of our nation truly rests upon the diverse cultural and religious heritage of our citizens. I would also like to acknowledge the recently signed cooperation agreement between Maryland and the province of Kod-ga-Eli. Agreements such as these are a great benefit to both our countries. I'd like to publicly thank Marti for the role it played in helping to make this agreement a reality. By demystifying Muslim culture and religious practices through communal events such as iftar dinners, groups such as Marti help promote a climate of understanding and emphasize our shared values. And by working tirelessly to develop relationships with local governments, groups such as Marti help lawmakers and local leaders to better understand and serve our communities. So at this time, as a token of the Congressman's appreciation for the contributions of Marti and its members to the promotion of cultural and political cooperation, I'd like to present this congressional citation on behalf of the Congressman to Marti. Thank you.
I would like to thank you both ladies, Courtney Samuels and Lindsay Camacho, for delivering their remarks. And now, ladies and gentlemen, you may enjoy your dinner because I know we're all hungry, and our program will resume from where we left off after dinner. Enjoy. Dear guests, if I can have your attention once more, please. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and I hope you've enjoyed your dinner as much as I have. The majority of us are. The majority of us are, I think, finishing up with our entrees and moving on to the desserts. In the meantime, I'd like to continue with our program for the rest of the evening. And now I would like to invite the man who gathered us here tonight, to recognize those who make huge contributions to promoting the goodness in our communities, the President of Maryland Turkish Inhabitants, Murat Özbaş.
Mr. Secretary, Chancellor Kerwin, Mayor Marcuzio, Mayor Katz, County Executive Leggett, and the rest of our distinguished guests. On behalf of Maryland Turkish American Inhabitants, I would like to welcome all of you to our annual Peace and Dialogue Dinner. It is an honor seeing all of you here this evening. Every year, Marti recognizes certain individuals for their outstanding service in the community. Before we begin this year's award ceremony, I would like to take a few minutes of your time to briefly talk about our organization. Established in December of 2003, Marti is a nonprofit and non-governmental organization supported by local people of Maryland. We promote intercultural dialogue and friendship through educational and cultural activities. We have 3 community centers that are located in Baltimore, Hagerstown, and Rockville. Marti brings the entire local community together by hosting dialogue and friendship dinners, legislative receptions, social gatherings, intercultural dialogue trips, luncheons, picnics, seminars, and art and craft exhibitions. Our organization is dedicated to reaching out to our community, as well as to serve societal peace and friendship between local communities by striving to spread values such as cross-cultural understanding, respect, and dialogue. To this end, Marti works in collaboration with local cultural, religious, and civic organizations in Maryland, hoping to build a better society. Once again, I would like to express our gratitude for making tonight possible, and thank you so much for your time.
And thank you, Mr. Özbaş, for your remarks. And now, ladies and gentlemen, so the title of tonight is Annual Peace and Dialogue Award Ceremony, but at the same time, the main idea here we have tonight is promoting the common good in our communities. Now you will watch a brief video on both sides of the room.
We prejudge. We stereotype. We discriminate. We dehumanize others. And they dehumanize us.
Dear guests, now I would like to invite to the stage a man who I had the pleasure of going to Turkey with last May. He represented our state of Maryland for signing the Sister City Agreement in Kocaeli, Turkey. He received his BA in Political Science from Johns Hopkins University. Later, he attended University of Maryland School of Law for his doctorate. He practiced law for 30 years before being appointed Secretary of State by Governor O'Malley in 2008. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite Secretary of State John McDonough for his remarks on promoting the common good.
Thank you, Serdar. On behalf of Governor O'Malley and Lieutenant Governor Brown, let me extend greetings. Very happy to be here this evening. As Serdar mentioned, it was my privilege to visit Turkey with a legislative delegation with Delegate Neiman and other members of the House of Delegates on behalf of the governor, and we visited with the city of Kocaeli. And just recently, about a few weeks ago, Mayor Kermasalu from Kocaeli visited us and executed the sister state agreement we have between the state of Maryland and the city of Kocaeli, and we treasure that new relationship and we look forward to working with it. Also want to extend my congratulations to Dr. Kerwin for the Educator Award, and to Senator Miller for the Peace Award. On behalf of all the members of the House of Delegates here, we're all in favor of that. But Senator Miller, unfortunately, good news, unfortunately couldn't be here this evening because he is meeting late into the evening in Annapolis addressing our mutual issues. So that's good news. But I want to extend my sincere appreciation on behalf of the O'Malley Brown administration and Marti for all their support and not only establishing the sister-state relationship, but in the good work they do in the community. Thank you all for having me here this evening.
And thank you, Mr. Secretary, for your remarks, and we're glad that you've joined us for this evening. And now I would like to invite another man who made huge contributions for having us all here tonight, the president of Rumi Forum, Emre Çelik. I would like to have him at the stage for his remarks.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to be amongst yourselves. We have a warm discussion at our table, and I'd like to think that is replicated at each and every one of the tables this evening. I want to first and foremost congratulate the recipients of this evening's awards. And as the topic suggests, promoting the common good in our communities, I would suggest, and I suspect many, if not most, would agree that part of being a community is about promoting the common good. And I would even surmise that part of being a decent human being is also about promoting the common good. So it is through institutions like Marti and through my association at the Rumi Forum, and of course many organisations that I'm sure you know, play a very important part in replicating these ideals through their activities. Because in essence, in our very nature, it is not only about being decent human beings, but as well as being that, espousing those in others and in the wider community. So it is through such positive activism that we see in the role models that are presented with this evening's awards, that they play an important role in inculcating these virtues in the wider community. So it's very important that such individuals and organisations are highlighted for their positive contribution. I want to congratulate those individuals again, and also thank Marti for their continued support of intercultural relations in particular the Rockville area, but in the broader Maryland state. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Çelik, for your remarks. And dear guests, we are now moving on to the second part of our evening, the award ceremony. The first award will be for the Community Service Award. Unfortunately, Senator Miller, as Secretary of State had mentioned, will not be here tonight because he's at a meeting. So to accept his award, I believe Doyle Newman will announce who will accept the award. So if I could have Doyle Newman up on stage, please.
Thank you, Sardar. You didn't even need to introduce me. I'm happy. I want to thank Marti for the invitation to be here tonight, but I also, even more importantly, I want to thank Marti and all of you for the opportunity to be sort of introduced in a more intimate way with a wonderful part of the world, with Turkey. And I did go to Turkey last year with the Secretary of State and a delegation, and a number of my colleagues who are here as well have been before. And it was a truly fabulous experience that was eye-opening and enlightening in so many different ways. And I also want to thank Marti for and the larger sort of movement and network that many of you are part of, for what you do to make real the words we talk about peace and brotherhood and reaching across boundaries and cross-cultural understanding, that those are easy words to say, but it's taking actions like you do, bringing people to Turkey or bringing Turkish folks here, and fostering communication and dialogue that really puts that into practice. Because it's only in the interaction that we have with each other that we actually do create peace and understanding and sort of the common good. So I want to thank you for that, and I want to acknowledge that the absolutely significant work that you do in that regard, far more than you may think. The repercussions go on out. So my job, having said all that, I'm going to thank you for all that you do. I was to introduce Senator Mike Miller, the recipient of the Outstanding Contribution to Community Award. I was given an introduction that talked about Mike's achievements. He was elected to the Maryland House of Delegates in 1971, which was more than 40 years ago, and to the Senate in 1975, and has been the leader of the Senate, the president of the Senate, for longer than any person in history and longer than any other state president in the nation. That's a significant achievement. But really, I wanted, and I'm sorry Mike's not here, not just to receive the award, but to interact with all of you, and for you to interact with him, because he is an exceptional person. I've known him now for 30 years. We are not always in agreement and differences. Of course, I'm in the House, he's in the Senate, but before that we had differences in the community. But I've seen him in operation, and that's, and I sort of want to put it in, let me put it in hopefully Turkish terms. Because in our country, and I believe in Turkey, there are two kinds of power. It comes from two sources. There's power you have from position, being president of the Senate, being a delegate, being a governor or a chief of police or any number of positions. And that's significant. But real power, real leadership comes from the power of the person. And Mike Miller is one of those people who has personal power. Much like when we went to Kocaeli, we met the mayor of Kocaeli, met the mayor of Ankara. Those are individuals who have a position, but their power doesn't come from the position. It comes from their ability to get other people to do things they may not always want to do, to motivate, to inspire, to provide real leadership. So Mike Miller's contribution is he has that kind of power. He is that kind of leader. He's a good Turkish leader. He may not understand it. Now, I count on all of you to convey that to him, but he is truly a leader that leads from the heart and motivates and inspires, sometimes threatens and cajoles, but he gets things done. So that was my introduction for him. I am happy now to present the award to his stand-in, who is another outstanding leader in the Maryland Senate. So Jenny Forhen, come on up here.
On color.
I could say Jenny's been in the Senate almost as long as Mike, but she's way too young for that. So she is a dedicated leader, and she's done many things. So I assume you will convey this to Mike Miller, your president. And and it would look nice in her office, too.
Thank you so much to Marty for this wonderful gathering tonight, and for us to be able to work to get to know each other better. And my husband and I really look forward to being with all of you. And I remember the last time we were here, we saw the lady do the marbling painting, and I'm looking forward to that tonight. But and we've also been to Turkey, but this is something that Mike Miller doesn't already have. It's beautiful, and I think that it follows up with the theme of tonight's meeting to get to know each other better, and for us all to work together. And I thought the video with the children was just wonderful. We need to see that more often in more places. So thank you very much, and I'm sure that Mike will look forward to coming the next time he possibly can. Thank you so much.
And once again, I would like to thank Senator Forehand and Delegate Newman for their remarks. And I should have mentioned this before Delegate Newman came up, but I kind of forgot to, so that was my mistake. But Delegate Newman is also, for those of us who do not know, he represents the 47th District in Maryland House of Delegates since 2002. And he is also our Marti Advisory Board member. And we're honored to have him on our board. And now, moving on to our second award, ladies and gentlemen. It will be the Education Award, and I would like to invite Associate Professor of Notre Dame of Maryland, Dr. Eileen Epic, to present the award.
The members of Marti are happy to present this year's Outstanding Contribution to Education Award to Dr. William E. Kerwin, Chancellor of the University System of Maryland. In his role as Chancellor, Dr. Kerwin has shown his concern for minority students and those at the low end of the economic scale. Under his leadership, the University System of Maryland launched the Closing the Achievement Gap initiative, calling each USM campus to identify, reduce, and close the gaps in student graduation rates based on race and income. Chancellor Kerwin also set in motion the STEM Competitive Initiative in order to increase the number of students earning degrees in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, and to increase the job readiness of USM graduates to teach STEM at the K-12 level. In these harsh economic times, Dr. Kerwin has worked diligently to keep the quality of education high at the University System of Maryland. In the face of deep budget cuts, he supervised plans to minimize the loss of jobs and keep tuition costs low. As a result of his efforts, both the size of the student body and the excellence of education at the University System of Maryland continue to increase. We salute you, Chancellor Kerwin, for your exceptional leadership in the state of Maryland, and I invite you to come forward. Pleased to present you.
Thank you so much. That's so nice. Thank you. Thank you so much for that wonderful, wonderful introduction. I want to say how deeply honored I am to receive this award, and I must say I'm very surprised. I walked into the room this evening and someone told me they were going to be recognizing me, and that was the first time I knew it. So you can just imagine what a wonderful, wonderful evening this is for me, and as I say, very, very meaningful. Meaningful really for two reasons. First, I have such great admiration for this organization, Marti, and what it stands for. The common good, creating understanding among people. I thought that video was very powerful, and I'd like to borrow it so I could show it to our students at the University System of Maryland. But what a great organization, and so that's one reason this is so meaningful to me. But another is I am such a great admirer of the Turkish culture. When you think about the contributions of the Turkish people to the culture of the world, the art and the literature, and most especially the architecture, is truly we wouldn't be the rich world we are today. With all this great diversity in art and literature, we would be diminished if it were not for the Turkish culture. And so to be recognized by by an organization that promotes that culture and understanding, and a culture that is so committed to education and the highest standards in human creativity is just a deep, deep honor. It's also a great honor for me to be recognized in an award ceremony that includes Mike Miller, because Mike and I know each other for many, many years. I'm proud to say that he's a two-time graduate of the University of Maryland, once from College Park and once from the University of Maryland, Baltimore. And yes, Mike and I don't always agree on everything, but he is a great leader. And I think we should all forgive him for not being here tonight, because I know where he is. He's at home with a piece of paper out on his desk, figuring out how we're going to correct this budget mess we're in. And we know he's going to bring back the General Assembly and get it fixed so we can all have a nice, restful, peaceful summer. Don't you believe that? Yes. Let me also say it's such a pleasure to receive this award in Montgomery County and Mayor Marcuccio in Rockville, in the city of Rockville. I say this because I have spent more of my life living in Montgomery County than any other place in the world. Now, right now, I'm living in Baltimore County because that's where the chancellor of the system is expected to live. But that's only temporary. One of these days, I'm going to move back to Montgomery County. And I'm just going to close with one little example of why this is such a special county. I have my dear colleague, the county executive Leggett. Is he still here? Or did he have to leave? Well, we have here in Montgomery County a University System of Maryland Center at Shady Grove. Many of you, I'm sure, know about the center at Shady Grove, a great education facility there, supported so intensely by Montgomery County. And we also have the Institute for Biosystems Biotechnology Research right next to the facility there at Shady Grove. So I began speaking with your wonderful county executive, Ike Leggett, and told him that, we want to bring the resources of our two great research universities, University of Maryland, Baltimore, University of Maryland, College Park, more to Montgomery County. We need a facility to house the medical education and research programs in the medical sciences. We want to bring medical education. We want to bring biotechnology and bioengineering here to Montgomery County. So I thought this was a great idea. So we go to the county council. County council thinks that's a great idea. We go to our wonderful the Montgomery County delegation to the General Assembly, and they love this idea. And all of a sudden, you have all these forces working together to get this building done. So Ike and I go to see the governor. And the governor, he likes this idea. So he gets behind it. And I want you to know that the General Assembly may not have passed a budget, or a budget we want, but they did approve this building, so we got the initial funding to build a medical sciences facility to add to our great campus there at Shady Grove. What a difference that's going to make in our county. So I just want to thank the members of the Montgomery County delegation and our interloper from Prince George's County for the tremendous support. They mentioned that holding the tuition down. It couldn't have happened without the support the governor and the General Assembly has given to building quality, affordable, and accessible higher education in Maryland. Thanks to them and our combined efforts, we've gone in the state of Maryland from having the 6th highest tuition in the country to the 26th highest. That's why we need to get this budget fixed. So, ladies and gentlemen, I just again want to thank you. What a great honor this is, and it's so special to receive such an honor from an organization I admire so much and to receive it in a location I like to call home. Thank you very much.
And thank you, Dr. Epic, for your remarks, and Chancellor Kerwin. Congratulations once again on behalf of Marti, Rumi Forum, and MAFTA. And I couldn't agree with you anymore on all your remarks you made about Montgomery County, because I too call this place home, grew up here, and I think I'm so blessed to be so close to Montgomery College, being one of the nation's top community colleges, and being so close to University of Maryland at Shady Grove, because I hope to attend there one day for School of Business. And now, ladies and gentlemen, moving on to last portion of our night, which is the Turkish art of marbling, and just Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. If everyone could slowly start having their seats, I think we will start our program.